All right, y'all. Today we're going to talk about the mental plane, and the mental plane is one of 5 planes of existence. So, thoughts that we have are actually things. Thoughts are things. We are just a thought that has been slowed down so much that we become physical matter. And that's what we exist in here. Our brain, of course, we're able to compute thoughts that come from us from energy sources that give us ideas that we're able to bring into the 3-dimensional realm. So we got to remember that thoughts are things, and thoughts, we're just a thought, and that's what formed us here as physical matter. You guys already know that your thoughts could heal. That's why people say mantras, people use prayers. If you're a religious person, whatever you use, you'll use the thoughts and you'll use words, and you will use that in order to bring about your desired change or what you want to do with your life or something you even wish upon somebody else. And that's why they say with words, you curse somebody. Just like if you get into deeper spell work and magical work, when people say throwing curses or hexes on people, but they call words curses because they have a certain tone and vibration to them when people say words that are not allowed to be said everywhere. So, these are curses, and our words are capable of healing us, and they're also capable of being destructive as well, depending on what we use them for. These are all thought forms that come into existence, and they hold a certain weight in that they carry to them, where you're able to cause these type of changes in your life based off of the words you use. If we start to look at words like Tylenol capsules or Advil capsules, and they are a pretty much like a shell that holds a certain energy to it, then we'll kind of understand better how vibration and how frequency works with words. Because you could say something and that bounces off your eardrum, and of course it vibrates, and that gives a person, depending on the frequency they're on, that gives them a certain understanding of the energy you're sending at them. So just imagine your words like a Tylenol capsule, and they carry an energy with them. Thought forms are words, and the energy that they carry within them is what causes these different changes, or what causes reactions and actions within people. So I have like some mental exercises that you could do, and I've been doing it plenty of times. But you can literally time travel with words too. You are able to create time travel with words, and also if you use your 5 senses, if you use certain scents. Like say you were to use a certain scent, whether it was myrrh or whether it was an incense that you set up, and you put this incense on and you engage in something like reading or writing, or you doing something that caused a traumatic experience to you, where if you smell that smell in the future, it will bring you back to that traumatic experience or whatever you were doing, or the experience you were having when you smelt that. Some of you people, you remember growing up and your mother was cooking food in a pot, and you remember you might have been playing in the living room with your brother or sister. This is able to make you time travel, because these scents or smells, along with other things, whether it's a certain color, whether it's a certain thing that happened at that moment, allows you to time travel back, and you're able to experience that experience somewhat. If you want to time travel in the future, there is an exercise you could do by visualizing 3 different potential outcomes of something. So if you just think to yourself right now that you got clothes in your closet right now, think about how you could go into the closet and say you're going to grab the clothes off of the hook from the top, and you're going to take it off. You're going to walk into your bedroom and you're going to place it on your bed a certain type of way. Then think of that, how you could do that differently 2 other times. So that's causing you to be able to time travel into the future, because you're able to experience from 3 different perspectives of the future that you want to create for yourself. You could go deep into it, even imagining as far as the color, what you're going to say when you grab the clothing off of your hanger, anything that you want to do, and it'll cause a future potentiality to happen for you. Okay. I remember when I was younger, and there's a certain smell, and of course it's not anything that I can describe or I know what it is right now, but it's a certain smell that whenever I smell it, it brings me back to a time in Halloween when I was really young and I was really clumsy that night and I tripped and fell like 3 times and I spilled out all my candy all over the floor, or all over the concrete. So what ended up happening is that there was a certain scent, and I remember as far it was cool, it was cold outside, and there was a certain scent attached to that night, and I had the traumatic experience, which was tripping, falling, and the candy falling everywhere. That it'll every time I smell that scent, it'll bring me back to that time where I experienced that. So that's time traveling. These are mental exercises you could do that will enable you to kind of better determine the outcome of your life in ways that you wish to when you do the future time traveling, by doing the clothing exercise that I gave you, as well as being able to go back to a certain time in your past, and you could even visualize changes within that time. So that allows you to control time in that aspect. Really, when we get into talking about time, there is one single moment. What makes something on a timeline is that we have placeholders that allow us to go certain places. It's only one moment in time, but we have a placeholder that will take us back to that moment in time on this timeline that we're on, that you could literally time travel in that aspect.